Welcome back, Summoners, to the GPL Week 3. So we are game number 2 of day number 3, and this is gonna be game 2 of the best of 2 series between the Bangkok Titans and Wargods PID Diamond. The first game was quite a very convincing victory from the Bangkok Titans, completely smashing out their opponents.
Right, we saw Bangkok Titans proving why they are the top team in the groups. PID Diamonds, they have to step up their game and to take down this David vs Goliath situation, take down the Goliath, pull off the upset, and make the series tie 1-1.
So once again, this is Jason, and casting with me is iFreedom. As soon as possible, we would like to bring you to Champions Select, but before that, iFreedom. So if you're the coach of PID Diamond, what do you tell your players after that first game?
You know, that's a very interesting question. They are the underdogs coming in. The coach, will he be the one who decide, alright, let's pull off something unorthodox. Nautilus wasn't unorthodox enough. Let's go even crazier.
Well, we might see a Lulu jungle or something crazy of the sorts, but here we are into picks and bans already. Fiddlestick Seraph being banned out by the Bangkok Titans. They did not want to deal with the Fiddlestick support. They felt it was a little bit problematic to deal with previously. Nautilus even the third ban, respect ban coming in from them. And on the side of Wargods, Zed Lissandra being banned out. I wonder if they ban out the Nar Azure as the last ban over here. So we're on to the last ban.
So
what do you think this last ban is going to be?
Right, so something that we didn't mention, that last ban might be towards G-Force Fist. It was really dominant because there is LeBlanc. So not gonna give G4 that LeBlanc.
So it's gonna be the first pick over to the Bangkok Titans. Let's see what they go for over here. So a lot of people are questioning the Nautilus pick, but nonetheless, the fact that they banned it out, it shows that they felt it was rather strong. They felt that they had the tools, they had the toolkit to be able to deal with whatever they wanted to do. So better ban that up, and we see them first picking the jungler in this case, securing the Jarvan for themselves.
So Wargods, they know that Lissandra is a very strong pick, so they did ban it out for themselves. So the key components of their previous game, Lissandra, LeBlanc, Nautilus, all banged out. Wargods Diamonds have nothing from the previous game to pull out, so it's gonna be a brand new roster. It's gonna be a brand new pool of champions. Meme's gonna pull off. Is he gonna pull off that Nautilus, Pantheon rather, to show 007X how to play that? Or are they gonna stick with that Tristana pick, which really didn't show up that much in the previous game? I mean, they did go for a lane swap. There wasn't really much opportunity for Tristana to scale up. By the time she had gotten her first Infinity Edge, they were already on the losing side.
So Wargods going for the Tristana versus Janna over here, not changing things up too much. They know what is the win condition they are looking for. They want this hyper scaling Tristana with the super long range in the later stages. It's a rather mobile AD carry as well. Together with the Janna, it's rather hard to gank that lane. But on the side, Bangkok Titans, let's see how they will try to deal with this. We saw G4 play the Fizz earlier. He hovered over a Katarina as well as a Yasuo earlier. I doubt it will be the Urgot, although I would definitely love to see him return back to competitive play.
Right, and we didn't even mention about that Jarvan pick. A very, very strong jungle coming in. 007X, as we mentioned earlier, very, very good on those aggressive junglers. We saw the power that he had on Pantheon. Jarvan is gonna even make a bigger impact. Jarvan has that even stronger earlier gang, as well as that Cataclysm has that very big impact in teamfights. So we're gonna be seeing how that goes out. The Janna pick in response to that Jarvan might be a problem for the side of BKT. But it looks like BKT is going to lock in that bot lane to counteract the bot lane of Diamonds, which would be the Nami and Caitlyn.
So they're gonna go for the bully lane in this case. Nami as well as Caitlyn, the more range and poke that they will be able to deal out to the opponents is simply absurd. And on the side of Wargods, yes, you have the Janna, you have the Tristana, but up against Nami as well as the Caitlyn, they don't even need the jungler to get a hit at this point. The fact that Caitlyn has such a long range, 650, should be able to bully out Tristana so handily.
And it does have very good synergy with the Tidal's Blessing. So getting shot by that Caitlyn's headshot with the Tidal Blessing, it'll go straight to play over custom. And that's an insane amount of damage on that Tristana who doesn't really have that range early on. So will Diamonds be looking for that lane swap once again in this game? We saw that they didn't really pull it off that previous game. So this might be Bangkok Titans pushing Wargods Diamond into a situation where they are very not comfortable in.
So Wargods Diamonds there will be showing the solo laners here with the Jace in the mid lane as well as oh, I thought they were gonna go for the Renekton, but this time they are gonna go for the Mundo instead. So Wargods, they're gonna put emphasis on their scaling aspects, but we have to see what BKT goes for now against the Jace. Usually most people would prefer a Syndra in this matchup, but looks like Bangkok Titans, they're hovering over the Twisted Fate. And now, interestingly, I believe they showed the Nar earlier. I believe Nar against Mundo. That's a pretty decent matchup for him. But they're gonna swap things around, and I think they're just trolling us at this point. Rumble's fine, Nar is fine, but it's definitely not gonna be a Blitzcrank in the mid lane.
They might want to go for the Yasuo. They do have the knockouts from Nami.
Oh, very
Ooh.
interesting. Yasuo being locked in over here is a wombo combo together with the Nami as well as the Jarvan, Nar as well. The displacement coming from the ultimate will also be able to trigger BKT G-Force
Cho'Gath.
ultimate on the Yasuo as well. So Cho'Gath, more knockups. Maokai also definitely an option over here against the Dr. Mundo. Or we might even see a Blitzcrank top lane coming in for them. And it is going to be the Blitzcrank top lane.
It could be the laning
Wow.
Nami. It could be the lane Nami and the support Blitzcrank. We have to see where those two support picks go. Meanwhile, Wargods, having seen their other picks, are they gonna pick off the crazier pick in this pick and ban? Will Shura lock in Urgot, Teemo?
Oh, I mean, you mentioned Teemo, he's hovering over Teemo, but I doubt he will be locking into Teemo in this case because Teemo doesn't really do much against what BKT has to offer, simply because even if you blind the Yasuo, the last breath damage is still going to come through, as well as his Q, together with the static shift, is still going to be doing tons of damage, because all it prevents is auto-attack damage coming in, and even then he has to be able to get to the Caitlyn, so I don't think Teemo here is a very smart choice. If they're more melee brawlers in the form of, say, maybe Irelia, perhaps Teemo might be viable, but in this case, definitely no-go. So it looks like they will be picking up the jungler in this case, and it looks like they're going to be hovering over the Pantheon. Very strong jungler. We saw Bangkok Titans use that to very high effect in the previous game. We have to see how well PID Diamond will be able to do with this. Oh, actually, I'm just considering how possible would it be to see a Blitzcrank in the jungle.
It doesn't look that way.
Okay, so it's gonna be Jarvan in the jungle and Blitzcrank in the top lane.
So Blitzcrank top lane up against that Mundo. Maybe they know something about that Blitzcrank Mundo lane that we don't know about. So that'll be the lane to watch, unless Diamond pulls off that lane swap that we mentioned over and over again. And that's how we're gonna see it. But if we look at the most important lane, the core essential to BKT, that Yasuo, the knockup team comp with that Blitzcrank, even have that Power Fist, even more knockups, it's going up against Nature's Jace. So in that lane, that wind wall is gonna negate a lot of damage coming in from Jace, which is a very, very good pick coming in from the side of G4. So we look to BKT to really show off once again why they are the dominant team.
So once again, you're gonna call him Nage, and I'm gonna call him Nage in this case. So PID this time, they have more of a poke composition, so some of a long range siege composition. The win condition comes at about 30 minutes plus when Mundo skills up. When Tristana skills up, it's very hard to kill the Mundo, and then Tristana is able to get that really long range to sieging down the turrets. Whereas on the side, Bangkok Titans is more of a hard engaged team composition. Get a knock up, get into Tristana, melt her with the last breath coming from G4. The last game we saw him with the fancy footwork, dueling out 3 people on the side of Wargods, 1v3 with the Fizz. I think Yasuo's another champion that we have seen a lot of these highlight reel plays before. I wonder if G4 will be able to impress us this game as well.
Yeah, so G4 really has to prove once again why he is the mid laner for BKT. But Meme, stepping away from his, I don't say comfort zone, he plays our unorthodox junglers. But
well, I think Pantheon is every jungler's comfort zone at the moment. There's not a lot of mechanics on the champion. All you need to do is walk up there, manage your cooldowns properly, get the flash stun in, and then set up ganks. It's more of a cerebral kind of battle with your opponents, of where do you position yourself and how do you bait your opponents into engaging into your Grand Skyfall.
Right. So Memes going back into the standard pool of junglers. It's a champion that BKT knows in and out. We saw 7X play that Pantheon to very, very, very nice efficiency. So Meme has to really pull off something even greater than 7X with his Skyfall. There's really no one that can follow up with the Skyfall in the side of Diamonds, because Mundo doesn't have the hard CC. None of the members have hard CCs except for maybe a knockout from Janna or a knockback from Jace. So they are going to be looking for that power, just burst the moment Pantheon lands and get that kill. If not, BKT just going to walk out of that.
So it is the battle of the amateurs against the veterans in this day of the GPL. Wargods Diamonds being the amateurs in this case, and Bangkok Titans being the veterans of the GPL. They've always been around. Although the results haven't really been too impressive until as of late, I do believe it's only the previous split of the GPL in which they finally made the round of 8. And now, suddenly Bangkok Titans, they've been making lots of improvements, and they're looking to be one of the top contenders to taking down the entire GPL itself. We saw it in Beta Aces Fate the other time, and now today is the top of the table of Group A versus the bottom of the table. It's simply a question of establishing that packing order.
Yep, so BKT, top of the table, it will be up to Wargods Diamonds, pull off the upset. We saw game 1, they couldn't do it. Game 2, it's gonna be a whole new game, fresh game from the start. Let's see how they are gonna take that game to BKT.
Well, you say it's a fresh game from the start, but I have to say that the mental psyche of the players is also plays a very large part of the game.
Well, they are the underdogs, so they don't have much to feel. They knew that they were underdogs. They tried something underdogs, the Nautilus, Lissandra, LeBlanc. That didn't work out. And now they have another shot again to try and find a way to crack the armor of BKT.
So definitely indeed. So now BKT going up against Wargods Diamonds. We are playing on the live server, so we will be experiencing some of a 3-minute delay over here, so that ghosting will not be available. So cheating is always bad. We don't want that to be happening. Therefore, we are going to have this 3-minute delay, and then we'll see what happens when we finally get into the game. So once again, this is J Storm casting with you. With me today is iFreedom, and we are casting live from the Garena Stadium in Bugis Plus in Singapore. So shout out to others people who are watching the stream at the moment. You guys are awesome. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. It's the holiday spirit, and hope you guys can enjoy the game.
Right, so before we get into the game eventually, BKT, they have the Yasuo comp. Wargods have the Pantheon Jace to look for that damage. They have to scale into the late game, bring out the Mundo, bring out the Tristana. Will they be able to survive as we go into the game?
Well, never mind about it. Here we are into the game. Spawning on the blue side, it is the Bangkok Titans. And spawning on the red side, let's take a look at that. Onto the red side, we are having Wargods PID Diamonds, the underdogs in this matchup. Let's see what they will be able to achieve against the favorites.
So, as I was saying, PID Diamonds, their late game spike is where they want to aim for. The early game will be up to Meme to really try and make them survive the laning phase longer than they had the previous game. Try and extend that laning phase, get the power spike they need as Warlock.
Oh, it's a Blitzcrank invade. Ethan, he gets hooked over the bubble, doesn't follow up. But Bangkok Titans, they move in aggressively and they start blowing the summoner spells of the Wargods team. Warlock on this Blitzcrank, some people say it might be a troll pick, but I'm definitely entertained already. So once again, we're not going to be having any sound because we're experiencing a little bit of technical difficulties today. So we have to do without that. Nonetheless, it is Bangkok Titans who look like they might be the ones to initiate a lane swap, or is it going to be another very aggressive invade?
Right, so when Ethan was getting caught by Warlock, Meme just took the chance to put up that ward near the Razor Beaks. So that really opened up the bot half of the map for PID Diamonds. They know that BKT are in the jungle. None of the wards has spotted them out yet, but I'm pretty sure they know that BKTs are in the jungle.
Warlock might get a very sneaky hook over here. Ethan shows himself. Oh, the hook, it lands onto Ethan. The bubble follows up. You escaped the first time. Fool him once, shame on you. Fool him twice, and it's a dead Mundo.
Well, Mundo, I was saying that they knew BKT was there. Apparently they didn't. So that's a kill over to Caitlyn. Lloyd on that. Caitlyn's gonna get that first blind. It looks like BKT rather are the ones going to initiate that lane swap. Maybe they were expecting Wargods to pull off that lane swap and to go for the 2v2 lane, but nope. It'll be the 2v1 lane once again. Warlock is going to join 007X in his merry jungling adventures.
Now this is very interesting. You go for the lane swap and then you have this roaming Blitzcrank as your top laner. Now the ganks and the roam coming from this Blitzcrank is going to be extremely dangerous. And I remember there was this point of time when Alistair was very popular in the top lane, and then the moment he hit level 2, we will see this very strong gank in the mid lane. I wonder if we will see the same thing as well after 7X as well as Warlock pick up the Razor Beak camps. Or actually, never mind that. They're actually just going to go straight for Nage. And there we go. It's the knockup. And it is going to be a very easy kill for them. Ethan once again. He gets hooked. And it's a double kill for the Yasuo.
Oh my goodness. Things are not looking good for Diamonds. I said that they need to win this early game. And it doesn't look like they will do it as 7X tries to get Meme. But Meme's just going to sidestep that.
I believe in another 5 seconds, the hook will be coming off cooldown. Warlock, is he gonna be finding the hook once again? Meme, what are you doing? You're playing with fire from here. Oh, he gets the hook! Absolute disaster. Meme, just go down. This is a massacre. Bangkok Titans 4-0, 2,000 gold ahead at the 3-minute mark. This roaming Blitzcrank 0 CS, but 4 assists.
Bangkok Titans are getting more kills than there are minutes in the game. There are 4 kills in 3 and 30 minutes in the game. They're getting more than 1 kill per minute. Warlock's really doing that work on the Blitzcrank. It's gonna be level 3 when he goes to lane with just 1 CS. That's insane.
The roaming Blitzcrank in the top lane definitely paying off for the Bangkok Titans. 4-0, and now Warlock, he's just so far ahead in levels. He can actually lane quite comfortably despite being 1 against 2.
Right, so you think Blitzcrank will have a horrible laning phase against an AD carrier support, but now that he has the assurance of the levels as well as the 4 assists, he has a Doran's Blade and Ruby Crystal. Did he start with that Doran's Blade? I think he started with Doran's Blade. So now that he has that Ruby Crystal, he's gonna be very safe in the lane. Probably not gonna get much action in that mid lane. Meme's gonna struggle to recover from this. He did lose his buffs, so we're looking to see how Wargod comes back from this.
Well, Pantheon is a very aggressive jungler. You usually want to be trying to get a hit in this early period with some aggressive plays, but getting hooked under the turret like that and getting picked off, losing all your buffs, and being so far behind your opponent's jungler is definitely going to take a toll on the Meme's jungling.
And we didn't even mention this, G4 goes back to lane with a Zeal. A Zeal at 4 minutes for Yasuo. Nage is not going to have a laning phase anymore. He just can't do anything against Yasuo anymore.
Well, I do believe J2 can trade against Yasuo pretty well in the lane, considering that it was a Zeal, so it's simply more shenanigans available for G4 rather than pure damage stats available for him. So if he goes for short bursts of trades, which is what Jace is really good at, I do believe he still can lane pretty okay against G4's Yasuo.
But that wind wall is really going to be a problem for Nage. Meanwhile, in bot lane, 7X, does he want to go for this gang with the Blitzcrank? We saw how, Shura.
Oh, Shura face checks the brush, 7X. Is he gonna get the flag and drag? But the bonus move speed from the tailwind. But now 7X turning around. He tries to go for airband, but he misses the flag and drag.
Right, so that Warlock and 7X really wanted to go for Eben, but they didn't want to pull the trigger on the hook too early, knowing that the rocket jet was still up. And in the end, they just missed both skill shots because that they are hesitant in use of the CC that they have.
So Ethan roaming around the map, he cleared out the way from the top lane, has picked up some CS for himself, and he's just moving around the map. He picked up the Scuttle Crab, and his Dr. Mundo is 0-2. He's having quite a bad start to his day, and in fact, going for the Tab Eyes first. Very interesting build path coming in from Ethan.
It looks like they wanted to go on a 4-man gang onto this Blitzcrank. They really hate this robot, but 7X has something to say about this. Meme is still around the corner. Will they go for this gang?
Oh, he barely misses his hold on Shura. I do believe that should be a red flag for the Wargods team. That should let them know that 7X is around the corner, and that should tell them to play a little bit safer in this lane.
Alright, so Valor's coming down as well. So with Ethan showing at the bot lane, they're just gonna send a support roaming. It's gonna be a 4-man gang, a 3-man gang.
He's just running up. He gets the punch onto Eben. They wait for the jump, and then it is the flash. However, now 7X, he uses it, but it's the flash hook coming for Ethan, and 7X goes in for the flash as well to secure the kill. This Blitzcrank is the 5th assist, 100% kill participation thus far.
That's a very nice chain of CC. Shura almost saved Eben's life with that Howling Gale. But Warlock with that flash grab is not gonna let Eben escape from that one. Warlock, 5 assists, participating in every single kill of this game. He is really making a statement on this Blitzcrank pick.
definitely indeed that some people might say it's a disrespect pick, but it's definitely working wonders for Bangkok Titans. And this is the thing about unorthodox picks. Sometimes you just don't see it coming. You don't realize how much these unorthodox picks can do, simply because you don't get to practice against them in scrims, you don't get to practice against them in solo queue, and then suddenly someone pulls it in a competitive game. You kind of wonder if Diamonds have forgotten what Blitzcrank is really good at.
Right. And so I'll bring up a point about why BKT lane swap. Now it makes so much more sense that they wouldn't they want the lane swap, because Warlock having that rank.
Oh, 007X, he finds out Ethan, he pops the ultimate. However, there's no Cataclysm available for him just yet, but now the lanes have resetted. Warlock will now be dealing out the Dr. Moon at the top lane. We have to see how this lane matchup goes, however.
Coming back into the normal lanes, Ethan is up in CS against Warlock, but Warlock has that 5 assists as well as the Tail of the Goddess. So it looks like Warlock's gonna be going for that mana build Blitzcrank. Those Blitzcranks just gonna land hooks. If he gets into trouble, that mana barrier is gonna be like insanely amount of health to tank up any more damage. So he will be the front line of BKT. Lloyd has been having that time of his life free farming, but even though he is down one death, he still managed to keep out in CS, which is very impressive.
So now lots of pressure being put all over the map simply because of the Blitzcrank and the amount of work he has been able to do. We see CS leads across the board for the Bangkok Titans, and the amount of items and bonus things that they have been able to pick up from the amount of pressure they have been able to generate is simply putting Wargods in a very difficult position.
Warlock's hitting on that mid lane. We get a grab onto Nage. Let's take a look.
Looks like they're just grouping out, and they will be just taking a turret for themselves if they're not careful enough. There we go. He runs right up. It's the silence as well, and it's simply cleanup duty for the rest of them. Ethan comes in, but he doesn't have the ultimate just yet. The damage is returned. However, they do get the first kill of the game onto 007X. Now Meme in a whole bunch of trouble. The hook goes a cooldown, but it doesn't land onto anyone.
Alright, so nice roam coming from Valen. Valen a little bit too slow to come in for the support. If he had come in a little bit earlier, that would have been 2 more kills. But that's the power of Warlock. He just walks up to Nage, knocks up, G4 gets the last breath, and that's a dead Jace.
And our Lord actually tried to move in into the mid lane to try to get an ace on the hole onto one of those extremely low targets, but it's a little bit too slow for that. At level 6, the range of the ultimate isn't the furthest. Oh, Warlock walking around the corner. Is he going to be able to find Nage? But he goes for the hook onto the Jenna instead. Shura flashes out of there. But here we go. Is G4 engaging the mid lane? Wargods, they have the pins onto the BKT. BKT is on the run. The Moon of Cleaver lands. Here comes Nage from the back lines. But now 007X is finally joined the fight. Are they able to get anyone? Double Bower coming in. G4 goes in. They get 1. They get 2. How many more would they be able to get? Nage on the run. He gets 3. Would it be the cleanup? And it's going to be a double kill for 007X instead.
Wow, that was such a big momentum shift for BKT. Having that 6 kill advantage, now he's gonna get 5 more kills. Warlock, even though he died in the process, he did pick up 5 kills for his team. Wargods Diamond just funneling into that small pathway. Gonna let Yasuo just wreak havoc with that static shift. That was such a good fight for the side of BKT.
So the Bangkok Titans 4, 1, and 7 on the Jarvan, 0, 1, and 9 on the Blitzcrank, 5, 0, and 5 on the Yasuo. They're simply so far ahead of their opponents. Almost 2.4k. That's the difference between G4 and Nage.
Alright, so now that Wargods Diamonds have finally hit level 6, will they be able to come back and make a play of their own? Ethan, he's gonna face up against this Warlock in the top lane, but Blitzcrank's not gonna give any matter against in this Mundo. Oh.
So Warlock actually he's a little bit of trouble. Ethan comes to join in for a gank onto him. He doesn't have the passive available, and he will melt as the burst damage on the Jace will be able to take him down. G4 waiting in the silence. Is this gonna be another highlight real moment? Oh, he's still waiting over there, but looks like he just drops the wall and backs off.
Even though Warlock did die in that 2v1, the amount of damage he put out for a Blitzcrank, a top lane Blitzcrank, he almost took down a Mundo. That is It's ridiculous, but meanwhile, Eben's gonna go around Lloyd.
Lloyd coming in, one more auto attack, and the ace in the hole will be available. Is he gonna go for it? One more auto attack, or is he just gonna pop the ultimate straight? But with Shura in the way, but nonetheless in the middle lane, G4 dealing out 1v2 again. He's dropping a little bit low. Here comes Warlock. He misses the hook, however.
Oh, pretty unfortunate for Warlock. Didn't manage to get a kill, or else that would have been a guaranteed kill onto Meme. But it looks like the Warlock's not gonna give up. Dropping 2 wards over the brush, over the wall rather. Sure you get any kills. Valen's gonna clean up some wards. And it looks like BKT has control of the enemy jungle as Lloyd picks up this bot lane turret.
Now, Bangkok Titans, they're just taking objectives all around the map now. They're pushing the lead, making a very good use of it. Currently, the Caitlyn with the split push is able to put on lots of pressure. 44 CS ahead of Eben at the moment.
Right, so back in this mid lane, Warlock, will he get another grab? The team is poised around the corner to get support.
Just look at this chokehold the Bangkok Titans is developing around the bottom side of the map, just warding up the opponent's jungle and hiding in the brush. The moment anyone goes in 7X, you get the knock up with the flag and drag. The Nami's bubble will follow, and Lloyd will be there to pick up the kills.
Oh, Shura!
Oh, Shura! And there we go. It's the bubble, it's the knock up, and one last shot will come in from Lloyd to get the execute.
Before that, I was gonna mention that the Grump ward might have spotted them out, but Shura proving me wrong. He's gonna walk into the 3 members of BKT, and that will just open up that mid lane for the side of BKT. Are they're just gonna push on in. Warlock with the threat of the rocket grab. It's gonna send the team of Wargods Diamonds back. Eben, you might be in a little trouble if you're gonna stay there.
It's 13 minutes into the game, and the Wargods team in a whole lot of trouble. Oh, this is so dangerous. Warlock, does he get the snipe? Oh, he misses the hook onto Nage. If he had gotten that, I do believe that that would have been an inhibitor at under 15 minutes for Bangkok Titans.
Oh, but it looks like they're gonna try again. Nope, the ward's gonna get cleared out. So BKT is gonna shift their focus onto this bot lane. They have dominance over this blue buff side jungle. Nothing is gonna come from the side. They have the rocket grab threat. This looks to be another easy turret for the side of BKT. Wargods Diamonds have sent Eben to the top lane to farm. They have to hold off this siege and let Eben scale up if they even want a chance to get back into this game.
So they're just simply going to wait for the next wave to come in, and with the range damage coming in from Caitlyn as well as the AD mid laner in the form of GeForce Yasuo, they should be able to tear down this tower very easily. The tornado blows past but is unable to catch onto anyone. The moment any member on the side of Wargods is knocked up, I do believe GeForce will be popping the last breath. They get onto Meme. He blocks out the first major chunk of damage with his passive, but GeForce just moving forward, not giving 2 hoots and simply proccing damage with the static shift.
Right, so they have to hold this off. They did lose 1 turret. Eben still at the top lane farming up. Hopefully, BKT is gonna let off on this assault. So Eben gonna pick up that top turret. Probably try and get Wargods Diamonds back into this game. Eben, he has to finish his Infinity Edge. He has to start scaling up.
But look at the goal deficit. It's 8,000 goal behind at 15 minutes. That is almost 150% of Wargods' goal. Bangkok Titans, they're just simply outclassing their opponents so hard with this Blitzcrank pick. And here we go, it's the Pantheon man drop. He gets the stun onto G4. The rest of the Wargods team flashes after him. Tons of summoner spells being blown, and it is going to be a shutdown as G4 dies for the first time in this game.
So G4 trying his luck a little bit too much, pushing out that mid lane without any vision as well as any help from his teammates. So BKT, even though they have the lead, they are going to be a little bit too aggressive. Looks like Nate's gonna get hot.
Oh, they don't have G4, but they just don't care. They get the hook onto the Janna, and they're looking to find more over here. Bangkok Titans, they're bloodthirsty, and they want to find the kills. 7X as well as Vayne. It's 3 against 5, but they don't really care. Lloyd will be joining the team fight soon. But looks like Bangkok Titans, they had a moment of blood rush to the hit. But after all, they wiped up, they realized that 5 people were there, and they decide to wait for G4 to respawn before going for a full-on assault.
Right, so without G4 being there, they can't insta-burst the person that Warlock grabs. Unless they commit, unless 7X jumps in the flank and drag, they can't really burst that target down in the instant. So they decided to not go for that engage. Instead, they're going to get the dragon. It's going to help them push even further. Warlock, with that blue buff, is going to try to land even more grabs. as we see how BKT is gonna just rush up this mid lane.
So Bangkok Titans so far ahead. We actually see 7X returning back to the base, completing 2/3 of the Randwin's Omen. He has the mobility boots as well, which is going to allow him to move around the map very quickly to get the ganks off and allow G4 to proc the last breath as quickly as possible. But look on the side of Wargods, only finally have they completed any semblance of items on their side. Infinity is completed by Tristana at about 17 minutes. That's way too slow. And Sunfire Cape on the Dr. Mundo as well. But on the other side, Bangkok Titans, all multiple items completed already. They're the Rune King as well as Tactic Shift on G4. That's going to give him a huge power spike.
Not to mention that Jace has built that mana mune, so his damage output is not gonna come out for another 10 minutes before he stacks that up. So 7X gotta look for that Cataclysm.
Oh, he flashes in with the Cataclysm. The tidal wave comes in as well. It's a wombo combo as the last breath completely suffocates Nagi.
So, and that will open up the mid lane for the side of BKT. Just gonna rush up that red half of the map because to drop down some vision. Warlock's gonna pick up that top turret for himself. Iba's not even in the vicinity anymore. He's always on the other side of the map. Just try to get as much
Ethan,
farm.
does he go in for the flag and drag goes in, but he doesn't get the knockup. The red buff though, it will be enough. Here we go, ace in the hole, chunks Ethan very down low, but the ultimate keeps him alive. Nonetheless, the execute comes in with the third proc of the Yasuo Q, and now this should be an easy turret for the Bangkok Titans.
Ethan is still on that bot lane, pushing down the bot. So this is the free turret. Question is, will BKT go in for more? And it looks like they will. Warlock's gonna take that shock blast to the face, but it's not gonna even take any damage. So Knight is not even doing any damage to counteract the push, and it's just gonna be another free turret.
Oh, Bangkok Titans just moving into this just to get auto-attacking away at the turret. I do believe it'll be 3 more shots. They get it down. Meme gets knocked up. He's in a whole bunch of trouble. He gets slowed by the smite. And Warlock will be able to lock him down for Lloyd to pick up the kill.
Warlock is playing this Blitzcrank so well. Unless an engage breaks out.
But Ethan has respawned. He is a very tanky Mundo. Let's see if he will be able to rush at his opponent's faces. The Bangkok Titans, they are going to be staying around. They know it's a 5 against 4. They're just going to try to lay the siege down. But looks like they will be choosing to back off. Oh, Blitzcrank hook at any point now might mean a re-engagement. So we have to see if they can get the pick that they're looking for to pick up the inhibitor for themselves.
It looks like the BKT is gonna be backing off from this one. I'm gonna pick up the red buff. If it's up, is the red buff up? Nope. Shura, oh, they gotta go for another game.
Waiting in the corner, Warlock comes around. He tries to go for the hook, a blind one indeed, but he's unable to get anyone. Now Wargods, are they gonna go for this engagement? Multiple people get locked up, and G4 gets a 2-man last breath. He's in the backlines now, but G4 will melt as the Bastard Shot picks him off. Warlock as well as 7X will be going on to Shura, but even safe behind the safety of his wall, will be able to do chunks of damage.
Right, so that was a little bit of an over-engage coming in from BKT. They were shrunk down very low. Even is still gonna go for the chase.
But here comes the chase. Ethan as well as Nage getting on the chase. The cleaver lands the first time, but a disengage comes in from the Bangkok Titans. Will they be able to find anyone else to catch 7X out? Is he gonna be going down? Oh, 7X.
Oh, Ethan.
This is gonna be a very dangerous game he's playing, but it's a flag and drag over the wall. Will they be able to find him? Shura has got a movement speed. It is gonna be the slow, and 7X will fall to Ethan.
And that will bring the goal gap back to a 10,000 goal lead. Not as great as they wanted, but they did pick up their mid turret. So Wargods Diamonds opening up the map for themselves. BKT's over-aggression not paying off too well. Managed to just pick up Meme in exchange for Warlock and 7X, or G4 rather, and 7X. So not really the best of trades that come out from, but BKT are still in the 10k goal lead. They have a 4 turret advantage. Warlock still has that rocket grab. He has completed his Trinity Force NH.
Oh, once again, Warlock going in. He gets the hook this time. Last breath onto Nage, and it's a dead Jace. And with this hole in the mid lane, Tristana still trying to recall in the bottom side. We will be another inhibitor turret for the Bangkok Titans team. They get the knockup onto 2 people. Lots of damage being chunked down. Bangkok Titans, they're just rushing for 7X. Just hasn't joined them yet, but the hook should be coming off Kudan once again, and there we see it. Doesn't land onto anyone. This is so dangerous. Ethan just taking so much damage. The bubble doesn't manage to land onto anyone, but Bangkok Titans, they're just tearing through their opponents right now.
Oh, Eben is gonna get killed, but nope. The inhibitor goes down, so that's a 22-minute inhibitor for the side of BKT. Not just one, they are gonna get a second one.
Oh, Warlock, is he gonna be able to find a hook once again? Double X tries to disengage away from that one. Lloyd lands lots of damage with the Pit of a Peacemaker onto 3 people. Double X now trying to look for the re-engagement. Last breath has come off cooldown. So Bangkok Titans, this is the window that might give them the second inhibitor of the game. Oh, Warlock, he is around the side towards it there to spot him out, however, but any hook right now should spell perhaps even the end of the game for Wargods Diamond.
So the melee inhibitor is down, so super minions will be roaming in pretty soon, but that doesn't matter.
There we go, it's the unstoppable Skyfall. It goes on the 7X, but he uses a fancy fork to jump back and forth. G4 tries to go in the last pair, but instantly gets melted down. The Ignite Steel on okay. Bangkok Titans, every time it looks like they're about to get these crazy engagements off, G4, he just gets turned on and gets instantly melted.
Right, so that's the problem coming in with the last breath onto the Nami Tsunami. It is a very, very long skill shot, so if it's the target at the back, G4 is gonna fly all the way to the back, and Eben's there with the buster shot. There is no way you're gonna get out of there when you're like twice the distance away from your team. No one's gonna back you up, and that's just very, very bad over aggression coming from BKT. But they did pick out that mid inhibitor, so the super minions at this point of time is gonna be very, very strong. Wargods will have to be there to defend that mid lane over and over again. So this will open up that map for BKT, but looks like Dragons the target for Diamonds.
Oh, Diamonds, they are going to go for this Dragon over here. Warlock is around the corner. Will he be able to get a steal? He tries for it, but the hook doesn't land. And the Dragon will go over to Wargods Diamond.
As well as the blue buff for Nage. So, Wargods have got that Dragon, so they did deny that Dragon away from BKT. So, BKT are on 2 Dragons, so that third Dragon would have given them that movement speed that they needed to land even more grabs from Warlock. But it looks like the Baron's gonna die like for the cost of that Dragon, so BKT really playing the map to their advantage.
Well, Bangkok Titans, they don't even need to play the map at this point. They're just gonna wait over here and see if anyone decides to be cheeky enough to check the Baron pit. Bangkok Titans doing a fantastic job of trying to close out against Wargods. They got one inhibitor, they got a second one, and Shura just simply walks into 4 people and instantly melts to G4.
Alright, so with the Baron buffed up BKT, they are looking for this top lane inhibitor. Warlock, are you going to land a miracle grab over and over again? You've already done so much this game. Any grab that he does will just speed up the death of Wargods Diamond, so they did get the inhibitor. That's 2 inhibitors at 25 minutes. Let's see if BKT are going to go for the bot lane. Warlock's going to teleport to the bot lane to push that lane out, so I'm assuming they're going to go at the bot lane turret as well.
Definitely, Bangkok Titans are just looking for the stats in this game. Lloyd gets a kill, and there we go. It's the Tsunami, it's the tidal wave being dropped. Now 007X tries to go in for an engagement. He locks up Meme in the Cataclysm. G4 goes in with the last breath. It's a double kill for Lloyd. However, there we go. It's the ace and hole. Even dropped to a tiny sliver of health. The tornado doesn't hit onto anyone. 007X drops the slowing smite onto Shura. But with that, Bangkok Titans, they're on to the Nexus. They get the first turret. Warlock tries to go for the hook. It's the fountain fishing time with Warlock. Maybe that was the real reason they wanted the Blitzcrank.
That was a 4 engagement as Meter's gonna go down again. That hook from Warlock. My goodness.
Oh, Ethan
Oh.
barely survives, popping the flash as well as the ultimate. Warlock just simply trying to go fishing, but he and 007X are a little bit low. But Bangkok Titans, they're just not ending the game just out yet. All the Nexus turrets are down, and Lloyd finally chunking away at the turret. Wargods are able to find the engagement. G4 kiting back, now Lloyd in the front lines is the AD carry, leading the charge. Meme gets the stun. Lloyd dropped extremely low. The buster shot goes on to him, but the response from Bangkok Titans will be there to save him. G4, the last breath has come up cooldown, and once again, Nage dies for the 7th time in this game. Ethan will be the next one to fall. Now Warlock just running at the Jenna, gets knocked up by the tornado, but here is the punch, and Warlock has slain PID Shura for his first kill of the game. And he even hooks Meme, and he will be getting a second one.
Oh,
it's a double kill, but here comes Eben. He gets 2 resets, but it looks like too little too late at this point. And now Lloyd just goes in ham onto Eben, and it's going to be the ace as Lloyd lands the last few auto attacks, and we'll be picking up the Nexus. What a game from Bangkok Titans. That's definitely one, not for the memories, not for the epicness, but one for the scoreboards. That's gonna be inflating the KDA, that's gonna be inflating the stat ratios, and that's gonna be making Bangkok Titans look like they're the best team in the GPL when you look at the stats page.
I mean, when we saw the champion picks, we thought, oh, it's G4's Yasuo show. Nope, it was the Warlock Blitzcrank show. He landed every single hoop except for maybe 5.
Well,
That's
it doesn't matter how many you miss in the end, it's just about getting those 3-4 hooks down at the start of the game. Caught the Mundo again, Mundo walked back into the mid lane, he got caught a third time, the mid laner got caught, and then Mean just
Jungler
hung
came in.
around and became a charity donation to the Bangkok Titans team. So congratulations to Bangkok Titans, they secured their spot at the top of the groups.
Yep.
After 3 rounds of play. And I do believe that they will be going to IEM representing Group A, the IEM qualifiers representing Group A after this game. So they have 9 points now at the top of the group. So this is Jay Storm and casting with me is iFreedom. We'll be right back with the second series of the night after the break.